Hi friends, welcome to Accountant Basic Skill channel. Today I will take basic knowledge of Indian accounting standard part 2. Friends, in previous lecture I have given the basic of Indian accounting standard. Okay, just I want to give some highlights also. Indian accounting standard is a part of International Accounting Standard and International Financial Reporting Standard. In international, first is International Accounting Standard and thereafter the International Financial Reporting Standard. India has adopted both the standard, that is IAS and IFRS. Only thing, because of the economic conditions and Indian accounting standard modified according to the Indian culture. Okay, and it's a requirement of the shareholders of the India. Okay, now why Indies are issued, friends? Due to increase of the day by day the growing economy of India, each companies are more interested for cross border flow of money, means foreign investment should flow in India. Okay, global listing, global listing means New York Stock Exchange or any stock exchange of the world. Okay, but provide that you should follow the International Accounting Standard and International Financial Reporting Standard. Your financial statement should be should be follow the acceptable reporting accounting standard. Then only you are allowed to do global listing and go global comparability. Means foreign investors want to invest fund in your company, but he will compare your company with other country company. Okay, so there should be some comparability required. Okay, and helpful for global investment and benefit of capital market stakeholders. Friends, Indian accounting standard are mostly linked with the investor point of view. I am repeating again, Indian accounting standard or international accounting standard or IFRS is prepared from the point of view of the investor. Okay, I am repeating again, investor point of view the accounting standard are issued. Basically foreign investors are interested whether your business is cover all type of risk. Okay, whether your business cover all type of risk in accounting standard of India, that is previous standards, that is before the Indian accounting standard, does not cover all the risk factors. Okay, so in international accounting standard or IFRS or IAS cover the risk factor also, and there is a compulsory valuation of all your assets and liabilities. Okay, because foreign investors, why they are interested for your financial statement, because you have applied the reportable acceptable accounting standard. Okay, they will identify your financial assets and financial liabilities, whether it's really worth or not. Okay, whether it's really worth or not, then only they will invest the fund in your company. Okay, friends, we will go the important terms used in Indian accounting standard. Now first one is comprehensive income. Now what is a comprehensive income? In IFRS they have given combined statement of profit and loss account and comprehensive income in one page. In India we have given separate presentation. Statement of profit and loss account is a separate presentation and other comprehensive income is a part of reserves and surplus. Now why other comprehensive income? Generally these type of items are not recognized in profit and loss account, because these items are not reflected in profit and loss. Which are the items are revaluation of asset, actual gain on employee benefit, translation in foreign currency, hedging instruments. It's a part of the other comprehensive income. Friends, just want to give information that in year 2011 IFRS will be introduced in India. Okay, but due to certain issues including tax matters, this is postponed. Okay, so IFRS in India reflecting from the financial 15-16 onwards. Okay, next one, what is the meaning of financial instrument? Okay, simple terms means financial instrument means there should be monetary contracts between parties, means there should be money should be flow, there should be contractual payment of principal and interest. Next one is financial assets. Now what is the financial assets, friends? Schedule 3 divided in current and non-current assets. Okay, sorry, schedule 3 divided in financial asset and non-financial assets. Financial assets means those assets whose derived from contractual claim, such as bank deposit, bonds, stocks, more liquid than other tangible assets. Okay, now financial liabilities. Now what is a financial liabilities? Financial liability means there should be contractual obligation, means payment liabilities. Deal your cash similar item to another entity. Okay, that is a financial liability. That is opposite meaning of financial asset. Next one is amortization cost. Friends, simple meaning amortization cost means depreciation, but in Indian accounting standard point of view, its a meaning is different. Okay, amortization cost is a financial asset measured at initial recognition minus principal repayment, means or plus minus cumulative amortization the effective interest rate method. Simple way I can explain you that amortization cost means there should be a contractual repayment of principal and interest, then only it will be classified in your amortization cost method. And there should be they have given some effective interest rate method for calculation purpose. Okay, clear. Next one is fair value through other comprehensive income. Okay, based on your business model, and your intention is what, there should be contractual repayment of principal and interest, and there should be an intention to sell the fixed asset. Okay, there should be intention to sell the fixed asset, then only it will cover through profit and loss, OCI. Friends, profit and loss through OCI, it will be classified under the part of reserves and surplus. I'm repeating again, it's a part of reserves and surplus. Okay, fair value through profit and loss account. If condition as per the amortization cost and fair value through OCI is not satisfied, then fair value through profit and loss, the accounting treatment will be done for the financial assets and financial liabilities. Now next one, what is the meaning of fair value? Simple accounting term means realizable value, whether you can sell in the market, how much amount you can realize. Now, but there are certain systems, procedures given in Indian Accounting Standard 113 for fair value. You cannot show any fair value in your financial statement. There should be some base for your fair value. There should be some logical inputs for valuation of your fair value. Okay. Next one is recognition of assets. Now what is the meaning of recognition of assets? Friends, when you first time adopt the Indian accounting standard, that day you have to apply whether all the financial assets and financial liability really it should be recognized. For example, asset side items or balance sheet liability side item. Whether asset side item, whether trade receivable, for example, whether it will be classified as a financial asset, whether amount will be recovered from the debtor, then only you should consider the recognized asset. Otherwise there is no chances of recovery. Then why you should provide such, why you are showing such item your in your asset side, because there is no chances of recovery of amount, then why you are presenting as a financial assets? Okay, this is a specified in your Indian accounting standard. Next one is recognition of liability. Similar concept, if there is no liability for repayment of dues, then why you are showing in financial liabilities? Please remove it. Please, sorry. Recognition of liability means, suppose if there is a court case and there is a court decision against the company, but you have not received the order, whether it shows that you should not provide the liability. No, you have to provide the liability, because the court decision will issue after 10 days, 15 days, but your liability is already recognized. Your liability you have to pay. There is no option for you. Okay, and derecognition means there is no liability. Okay, let's begin with the first Indian accounting standard, that is Indian first time adoption of Indian accounting standard. Friends, I will give example. And for NBFC having net worth about 250 crore but below 500 crore, they have to apply Indian accounting standard from 1st April 2019. I am repeating again. NBFC having net worth about 250 crore but below 500 crore, they have to prepare India's balance sheet from the financial year 1920. Okay, when you prepare financial statement from financial 1920, there should be comparability of previous year also. That means financial 1819 India's balance sheet. Okay, okay. Now on 1st April 2018, you have to prepare your opening balance sheet. You have to prepare your opening balance sheet as per the India's format. Friends, when you are preparing your India's financial statement, that time you have to classify or you have to identify each and assets and liability, whether it's really recognized or unrecognized as per the Indian accounting standard. Then only you should show in your financial statement. I'm repeating again. Balance sheet as per previous GAAP and balance sheet as per the opening balance sheet, that is on 1st April 2018, that financial asset when it should be recognized, when recognition criteria is fulfilled, then only you have to show in your schedule 3 balance sheet. Okay, if there is no recognition, if there is no chances of recovery, don't show as a financial asset. Okay, there should be some uh, difference of the uh, accounting policy as per the previous GAAP and India's, that you have to show here, show in other comprehensive income. Okay, uh, second one is prohibit retrospective applications. Friends, Indian accounting standard prohibits you to give retrospective application, because if you give retrospective application, your all previous year profits will change, earning per share will be changed, various factors will be changed. So prohibits you to don't apply retrospective application. It should be applied from the prospective, unless and until it's most important, then only. Okay, now what is the presentation given in first time adoption? There is three balance sheet, that is opening balance sheet as on 1st April 2018, financial 1819 balance sheet, and financial 1920 for NBFC. Okay, friends, uh, Indian accounting standard are also applicable to banks and insurance company, but uh, actually as per RBI and as per IRDA, applicability is postponed. Okay, but no doubt they have to apply because there is no option afterwards. But only thing why they are not applying, there is a reason behind that, because of the fair value concept. Now what is the meaning of fair value? Fair value means realizable value. In the case of banks, various loans are NPA, and if you do fair valuation method, there is no chances of recovery. That means majority of financial assets are in banks. So that's why the more banks are reluctant to postpone the India's application. Okay, okay. When you're first time preparing the balance sheet, the three balance sheets require, two profit and loss account, two cash flow statement, and new concept is statement of changes in equity. Okay, in previous lecture I have already shown you the format of the statement of changes in equity. In equity you have to show opening, addition, reduction, and closing, and in other equity you have to show the reserves and surplus in columnar format. I am repeating, in a columnar format you have to present the other equity. Okay, uh, Indian accounting standard does not provide any exemption for postponement of any accounting standard. You have to apply the all accounting standard. That means explicit and unreserved statement. You should not give any reserve statement that we have not applied this accounting standard. No, you have to apply all Indian accounting standard. Yes, a reconciliation is required for total comprehensive income report under previous GAAP and total comprehensive income under India's. Okay, that you have to present here in your annual financial statement. uh, an entity shall explain how the transition from the previous gap means how you done transition, how each asset, each liability you have valued, what type of accounting policy you have applied, that you have to disclose in your financial statement. Use dim cost for investor friends. They have given some exemption as per India's 101. You can carry the dim cost as per your previous financial statement, or you can do fair value also. Okay, that option is given to the entity. Means investment subsidiary, jointly controlled entity, you can associate, you can show as a dim cost concept allowed. In the case of fixed asset also, you can show carrying cost, that is original cost minus accumulated depreciation minus accumulated impairment loss. Okay, when first time adopter may like may not apply the India's 103. Now what is the meaning of India 103? That is business combination. I will explain you. Business combination means simply amalgamation of two or more companies. Okay, that whether uh, whether you want to give retrospective effect, that this accounting standard you give the prospective effect only, don't apply from retrospective effect. This is the most important in Indian accounting standard 101. They have given to option to the entity, they can use previous concept, that is prior to Indian accounting standard, that is share based payments, insurance contracts, deemed cost, leases, employee benefits, cumulative translation difference. Because if you're trying to apply fair value concept, it will take more time also, and if you give retrospective effect, then it will create more problem to your previous year profit also. Okay, so as per India's 101, they have given certain exemption. Okay, that's it friends. I have next the most important accounting standard. Actually 101 share based payment is a second accounting standard, but I have given more importance the base of the Indian accounting standard, that is financial instrument presentation disclosure and financial instrument. That is the most important Indian accounting standard, that you should know how your balance sheet is valued, how your balance sheet is valued, what type of accounting policy is followed, what type of risk is involved in your business. That is the most important accounting standard, that is Indian accounting standard 107, 109 and 32. Okay, if you understand these three accounting standard, then only you will understand the next accounting standard, Indian accounting standard, that is 102, 103. Every time they have given the reference of these three accounting standards. Okay, so I have covered after 101, I have covered these accounting standard. Okay, now in accounting standard, you have to classification as liability versus equity, offsetting financial assets. Offsetting they have allowed unless India has given permission. Next, we have given definition of financial assets. Simple terms, there should be contractual rights to receive your money. Friends, before giving explanation of Indian accounting standard 107 and 109 and 32, India is applicable only for company having net worth about 250 crores. Okay, so in the case of financial assets, for example sundry debtors, there should be some contract to receive the principal and interest amount. Okay, there should be a contract. They have not covered companies having net worth below 250 crores. Okay, investment in bonds, debenture, but there should be some documentation is required. Okay, so this is the financial assets, that is contractual. Next one is financial liabilities. There should be some contractual liabilities. Contractual liability means there should be a document that you have to pay dues to opposite party. Now equity, in simple meaning, whether it's a contractual obligation to pay every year equity dividend, no, there is no contractual obligation. Whether you have to pay any interest, no, there is no contractual obligations. Okay, that means it's a free of cost fund available. Okay, But as per Indian accounting standard, the treatment for this equity properly classified in this accounting standard. Okay. Next one is preference shares. Whether preference share is a financial liability or equity instrument. If every year you are paying a preference dividend, then it's a financial liability. If there is no repayment of dividend liability, then only it will be considered as an equity instrument. If there is a every year liability, that means it's not a equity instrument. Okay, it's a financial liability. They have given financial asset classifications. Okay, means how you can measure your financial assets. They have given three methods. One is amortization cost, second is fair value through OCI, and third one is fair value through profit and loss account. Friends, if your business model and there is a contractual cash flow of principal and interest, then only you can apply amortization cost concept. In fair value through OCI, same condition for amortization cost, and there should be intention to sell the fixed financial asset. There should be intention of to sell the financial asset, then only you can apply fair value through OCI. Third one is fair value through profit and loss. If the above two accounting standard is not if above these two conditions, that is amortization cost and OCI, is not applicable through fair value through profit and loss account, because if both not fall in above category, that means it's a residual category. Residual means last category. Simple way I can say that there is no contract, there is no documentation, then that time it will be measured through fair value through profit and loss account. Okay, generally loan between the group companies, there is no documentation, loan is long period, repayable on demand, there is low interest rate, then how you should present in financial statement. In the case of loan repayment of demand means what? You have to pay the loan amount on maturity. There is no option because there is no interest rate. How much you are paying? Okay, if there is a low interest rate, then you have to provide the fair value. Okay, otherwise fair value will be the same as per the amount reflected in your financial statement. Now measurement I have given accounting treatment. If there is an interest and dividend is there, then you have to create to profit and loss account. Gain on losses, then you have to provide to your fair value through profit and loss account. And whether it's realized or unrealized, means if you do fair valuation and as on 31st March, that time the gain will be unrealized, then you will provide to profit and loss account. If in the middle of the year, if you sell that financial asset, any gain or loss will be adjusted against your profit and loss account. Okay, OCI other than equity instrument, if realized, then only you have to show the gain or loss in profit and loss account. If unrealized, then other comprehensive income. OCI equity instrument. Okay, equity instrument means there is no financial liabilities. Realized or unrealized, you have to show in other comprehensive income. Interest free security deposit. Friends, this is a superb example for understanding of these three accounts. Interest free deposit, if you are given to any landlord, friends, if you know that if the lease term is 5 years, then at the time of maturity you will get your maturity, that is security deposit you will get. Okay, for example security deposit 10 lakh, and at the time of maturity you will get 10 lakh. As per the accounting standard, you have to do present value in beginning of the year, and every year you have to provide the interest income. Every year you have to provide notional income on your security deposit. Accounting entry: security deposit account debit to interest income on security deposit, profit and loss credit side. That is notional income you have to book in your accounts. Clear? On maturity you will get your security deposit refund. Next sixth one is transaction cost for investment equity shares. As per, if you are applying fair value through profit and loss account, then it's a part of your profit and loss. If any entity classify investment in equity instrument, then it will be classified other comprehensive income. Impairment, that is the most important concept. Your financial assets should be realizable. There should be a credit loss allowance. There is a reputable assumption that if amount is due more than 30 days, then you have to provide loss allowance. I am repeating again, if amount is outstanding more than 30 days, then you have to provide a loss allowance. There is a lifetime expected credit loss. How you can do calculation? Yes, you have to apply the age, you have to export the aging analysis from the accounting software, and means 0 to 30 days, 30 to 60 days, 90 to 180 days, above 180 days. From the each column, from the total, you have to multiply the certain percentage, that is your lifetime expected credit loss. Now what is the meaning of credit loss? There is a less chances of recovery, means certain portion of discount. Yeah, you can say it's a bad day, simple meaning. Okay, now what is the disclosure required? Disclosure is requirements measurement of financial assets. You have to disclose your accounting policies. Reclassification, any reclassification is there, then you have to disclose in your notes to accounts. Offsetting allowed, subject to Ind AS. Allowance of credit loss, that is bad debts. Default and breaches, you have to disclose in your financial liabilities that you have defaulted, or in the case of financial assets only, financial also you can show the or loans recovery. Accounting policies, you have to disclose the accounting policy for recognition and de-recognition of your financial and assets and financial liabilities. Fair value measurement, how you are done your fair value measurement. Next one is nature and extent of risk arising from the financial instruments. Friends, these accounting standards are prepared from the investor point of view. Investor should know that what type of risk is involved in this business. Previous accounting standard is not giving that much importance as, but the IFRS, IAS giving more importance risk also. Okay, more importance giving to risk. Risk means what? If you invest, any investor invests the fund, if any investor wants to invest in funds, he should know that what type of risk is involved in this business. Okay, in India, the accounting standard, this type of no such type of disclosure, but in IFRS, IAS, that disclosure is required. Next important is I have given fair value measurement. Friends, this is the most important Indian accounting standard for IAS applicability. Generally, fair value measurement, it's very difficult in India for the financial statement. Fair value measure means realizable value. As per general view is that if you are showing your financial statement from the fair value concept, then it's difficult how you can present your financial, whether it's really recoverable or not. Okay, so India is apply only for the companies having net worth about 250 crores, and as per the Indian accounting standard, they have given the separate accounting standard how you value your fair value. Okay, how you value your financial assets and financial liabilities. Okay, so we'll start. Fair value means measurement date price issued or to sell or asset or paid transfer liability in orderly transaction between market plus participant, means there should be a market required for your financial assets and financial liabilities. You cannot show any item that my investment in subsidiary, it will be valued in this price. No, there should be some quoted market price if it is listed. If it is not listed, then marketable sources available, and third one is residual category. Okay, price is determined measured at current market conditions. Okay, regardless whether price is directly observable estimate price. Next one is assets or liability fair value consider specific charted asset condition location, any restriction on sale. Okay, next one transaction, it is assumed to take place either in principal market, that specific market is available, the most advantageous market, where you know that buyer is know that what type of risk is involved, whether he will purchase the assets, whether liability will be in cash or different. They have given the fair value measurement. Okay, valuation techniques must use appropriate valuation techniques in circumstances with sufficient data available for fair value measurement. Okay, changes in the valuation techniques in its application accounting in 108. Okay, input input to valuation technique must aim to maximize use of relevant observable inputs and minimize the unobservable unobservable inputs. Means there should be logical inputs for your fair valuation. You cannot show any value in your financial statement, this is my fair value. No, it's not allowed. As per Indian accounting standard, you have to fulfill the certain terms and conditions specified in your Indian accounting standard. A fair liability, assets and liability measure at fair value both bid price, ask price, and the price with the bidder is spread. The most representative fair values for regardless where the input is calculated within the fair value hierarchy. Next one is fair value is record reporting date by India's investment property, biological assets. You have to do some valuations. Then fair value measurement triggered by particular events, especially 105. 105 is separate accounting standard when non-current assets held for sale. I will discuss after accounting standard 104, that is insurance contract. Next one is Indian accounting standard sorry, fair value hierarchy you have to follow. There are three terms. There were 1, 2, 3. Most important, observable quoted price. Quoted price are not available, then fair value is based on the observable market data. Unobservable inputs, the level of item based on the lowest input level. Okay, friends, only level 1, 2, 3, based on that you have to value your fair value. Okay, next accounting standard is 104, that is share based payment. Friends, if you want to value the share based payment, now first of all you should understand from the basic point of what is the meaning of share based payment. Friends, company want to achieve more profit and they want to give more benefit to employees, not in the form of increment in the salary, but in the form of shares. Okay, for which there should be certain condition for service condition and target condition, and based on that equity shares will be issued to the employees. Okay, now how equity share will be valued? Okay, there should be some contract or agreement. Okay, that is ESOP agreement, employee stock option scheme. Okay, based on that shares are issued to the employees. Accounting entry is simple, that is employee stock options, employee share based expense account debit to employee stock option outstanding in reserves and surplus, and employee share expenses is a part of your employee cost. Okay, share based payments, there are there are opposite party, either employee or non-employee. Means you can give your shares to creators also. If you want to don't want to pay any amount in cash, you can give shares also, allowed. Okay, there is a valuation method, whether it will be equity or cash settlement. Then you have to accordingly you have to apply the treatment. In cash settlement, uh, fair value at grant date remeasure at each reporting date and liability recognized in profit and loss. Means actuary will do valuation of your shares. Okay, every year if any increase or decrease in your fair value asset, that effect in your employee cost. Okay, it's a part of your profit and loss account. Choice of settlement is there. Means equity or counter shall determine choice of settlement. Group settlement is also be allowed. Means An entity that receive goods and services and an equity settled or cash settled share based payment transaction required account for the time is separate and individual financial statement. Okay. In previous lecture I have already informed you accounting policy or to you have to disclose how you are done the calculation of ESOP, whether shares are less, how many shares are eligible every year, how many vested, how many taken, that you have to disclose in your financial statement. Next one is accounting standard 103 business combination. Now simple meaning is 103 is what? Control over business, means acquisition of shares, legal merger, reverse acquisition, acquisition expenses, cost must be expense out. Okay. In this case, simple meaning that there should be a acquisition date and there should be acquirer, and you have to do calculation of goodwill or capital reserve in the case of your amalgamations, that is same as a business combination. You have to do accounting, and similarly you have to disclose in your financial statement notes to account how you valued your business combinations. The acquirer shall disclose the information of business combination that occur either during the current reporting period, after the end of the reporting, but before the financial are reported for issue. Okay, if after the balance sheet, that is 31st month, but before the approval, then they have to disclose. Okay. Next accounting standard 104 insurance. This is the simple accounting standard. Simple accounting standard, and from understanding point of view, who is issuing insurance policies? Insurance company. And who is the receiver? Policyholder. What type of policy? Life policy and non-life. Okay. Non-life, there are various classification. Non-life: insurance against theft, insurance against product liability, professional liability, life contingent annuities, pension, disability, surety bonds, credit insurance, title insurance, travel insurance, catastrophe bonds, insurance swap, reinsurance contract. Okay, the India's required disclosure helps the user to understand. Means this accounting standard applicable for insurance company. They know that how many insurance policies they have issued. They should disclose in your notes to accounts how they have classified their risk and how the risk will be coverage. If there is a change in assumption, what is the effect? And most important, they have to disclose the accounting policy for their risk factors. Okay. Actually, risk arising from an information about the credit risk, liquidity risk, market risk, that they have to disclose. Okay. Information about exposure, market risk embedded, and insurance should acquire each account reporting period and recognize insurance liabilities. Insurance liabilities are adequate using current estimate future cash flows. They have to make the provisions if insurance policy is triggered, whether they are eligible to pay the dues, that should be covered in your notes to account. Okay. Disclosure of your recognition assets, liabilities, any change, the effect of any changes in assumption, reconcile of change in liability and assets. Okay. Risk, it objective policy you have to disclose in your notes to account. Next accounting standard is 105 non-current asset held for sale and discontinued operation. Now what is the simple meaning? Simple meaning is that from the accounting point of view, that you have some business unit and it is not continuing, it is not continued in because giving continuous losses or because of some other factors. Management has decided that this factory of the at that state should not be continuing, it should be sold. Okay, it should not be kept, it should not be kept as a part of your fixed asset. Okay, part of your financial assets. Okay, then you have to present a separate classification, that is non-current asset held for sale. There are certain rules and regulations specified in Indian accounting standard. It's not a rules and regulation, conditions. When you classify your assets in non-current assets held for sale, that condition should be fulfilled. When means what condition is that within 12 months transaction should be complete, and there should be observable buyer, and management intention should be uh, management is more rigorous for interest to sale that you need, means there should be some seriousness is required for sale of the particular unit which is not contained, and there is a separate presentation in your financial statement. Okay. Depreciation you have to stop when you have decided that this unit should not be continued. Measurement, uh, you have to do fair valuation for your non-current assets held for sale, means if there is any impairment, then you have to provide to the profit and loss account, because you know that there is no recovery chances, amount cannot be recovered. Okay, means each financial assets and financial liabilities you have to measure. Okay, on the date, that day which have taken decision by the management, that asset should be classified non-current asset held for sale. Okay. Subsequent, if any subsequent fair value cannot be recognized or subsequent allowed is not allowed. Okay, cumulative impairment that have been recovered with index or with index 36 impairment. Okay. Okay, non-current assets or disposal group classified held for sale. Adjustment of number of disclosure is main important. Non-current assets held for sale or disclosed separately in your notes to accounts. Okay, if there is any liability, there is disclosed separately. Description of nature of assets or disposal of group. Gain or losses from resulting gain is subsequent fair value measurement, and the non-current asset held for not, if not presently separately in the statement of profit and loss, in the item include gain or loss. Okay, prior balances the balance sheet are not reclassified held for sale. Okay. If applicable, this is the most important. If it is a major reportable segment and it is discontinued, and it should be presented in India's 108 for segmental reporting, means product wise your profit, yeah, geographical wise profit. This is the disclosure accounting standard. In 108 you have to disclose the uh, type of income or profit, sorry, income of losses of the particular product of the company or geographical presentation. Next one is India's 101 exploration for and evaluation of mineral resources. Friends, simple meaning is that if your company is engaged in any natural resources, okay, then what type of expenditure is incurred? I have given the list: topographical expenditures, geological expenditures, geochemical conditions, studies, exploratory drilling costs, trenching. These are the cost involved. Okay. Then afterward you have to study the risk involved, marketability involved. Then you have to take the permission from the local bodies. Then only you can show as a fixed assets. Okay, as a intangible assets, that is rights. Okay, and every year you have to value your rights. Okay, every year you have to value your rights, and you have to disclose the accounting policies. You have to disclose an entity, disclose the information that it explain the amount recognized in financial statement, how they use the accounting treatment for such type of expenditures for the company who is involved in for natural resources. Friends, permission required from state government, central government for any natural resources. Okay, then environmental permissions, all our factors are important. That factor you should disclose in your financial statement. The amount of assets, liability, income, expense, and operating investing cash flow arise from the exploration evaluation of mineral resources. Exploration of evaluation asset disclose separate class of asset disclosure required by India's 16 and property plan India's 30 intangible assets. Okay, all accounting standard will be applicable in this 10 Indian accounting standard 16, 13, 38 also. Okay. Next important accounting standard is India's 108 of operating segment. Friends, simple terms that you should report in your notes to accounts the product wise income, geographical income, income and loss. Okay, then it will benefit to the investor that they have received different type of income from different countries and the product wise. Okay, but how you present, that is required through uh, that is they have appointed a COEM. Okay, chief operating decision maker. Okay, chief operating decision maker. An entity shall report major profit or loss or total asset each reportable segment only if this information regulated provided to chief operating decision maker. You can indirectly say management. Okay, other disclosure is required regarding each reported segment if specific amount are reported to the CODM. Judgment made by the management for the purpose of aggregation of operating segments, description of operating segment that you have to aggregate economy indicator consider. Friends, there is a term, there is a condition specified which type of income you have to show. In Indian accounting standard segmental reporting, there is a terms and condition more than 10% income is there. Here also there is a condition that you should not show all your type of income. There should be a condition is specified specifically. What condition? An entity provides information about the extent of reliance in major customer. If revenue from transaction with the single external amount 10% or more on entity revenue, the entity disclose that fact. Means they have given certain conditions, additional disclosures required for segmental reporting for Indian Accounting Standard 108. Next accounting standard is Indian Accounting Standard 1110, that is consolidated financial statement. Simple meaning is that line by line you have to add subsidiary assets and liability in your holding company balance sheets. Intragroup transaction you have to exclude. Intragroup prior and share should be excluded. Minority share presentation is required. Okay, reporting dates. Then consolidation of an investor begins from the date of investor obtain control of the investor and ceases when the investor loses control of the investor. Okay, friends, there is a separate disclosure of accounting standard, that is 112. That time I will discuss the entire disclosure required for India's 110 consolidated financial statement. Okay, fair value concept all is applicable. Next is India's accounting standard 111, that is joint arrangement. Simple meaning means two parties are involved and form a one company. Both have control 50-50%. Okay, then how it should be presented in financial statement, that you have to disclose. Okay, joint control, if joint control does not exist, if after all contractual agreement minimum required majority voting rights can be achieved more than one combination parties agreeing together. How there are terms and conditions specified in the agreement for the investment that you have to consider while presentation of your financial statement. Next important accounting standard is India's 112, disclosure of interest on other interests. Means consolidated financial statement, then you have to disclose the interest in subsidiaries, then you have to give full detail of your subsidiaries, name of the subsidiaries, principal place, proportion of ownership, proportion of controlling voting rights, profit and loss allocated, accumulated non-controlling interest, that you have to disclose. Next, suppose any restriction is there, the nature is consolidated financial entities, consequence of change in the parent ownership interest, consequence of losing control of subsidiary, means you have to disclose the fact also. Interest, if there is an interest in joint venture and associate, then you have to give the name of the entity's relationship, principal place of business and different principal laws of business, proportion of ownership you have to disclose in your financial statement, measurement, whether equity method or fair value, you have to disclose how you value your investment in subsidiary or in joint venture or in associates. If major is equity method, fair value of its investment in the joint venture, etc., where quoted market prices available. Summarize financials statement about the joint venture and associate. Next accounting standard 114, regulatory deferral accounts. Simple accounting meaning is this accounting standard for electricity companies or any company having a rate regulated. Pharmaceutical also, they are also covered. Rate regulated, who is rate regulated? State government or central government. Okay, then how income should be recorded. Okay, how income should be segregated, that specified in this accounting standard. Rate regulation, you have to specify framework that establish prices for the goods and services that are subject to oversight or approval of rate regulator. You cannot increase your price immediately. Okay, rate regulator import the statute legislation that is fine. Balance sheet, the total regulated deferred account debit balances, regulated deferred account credit balances or separately formed. Separate profit and loss account, statement of profit and loss account, the net movement of regulatory deferred account balances, profit and loss account, other comprehensive income. This is applicable insurance companies, pharma companies, that you have to disclose the regulatory deferral accounts, how it is, what is most important, accounting policies, that is most important. Nature of the risk associated with the rate regulation, that you have to specify. The effect of that rate regulation of the entity financial position and financial performance. Okay. Next, last accounting standard is Ind AS 115, revenue from contract with the customers. 5 steps are simple. Meaning is amount recoverable from the debtors. When debtors you can classify in accounting standard 9, revenue recognition. Simple meaning that risk and reward is transfer to the buyer, then only you can provide. Here also same steps, but they have given certain, they have given more importance on the documentation. They have given more importance on documentation. Means there should be identify contract, identify performance obligations, determine the transaction price, allocate the transaction price with performance obligation in the contract, recognition of revenue when entity satisfy the performance obligations, presentation. When either party to contract has performed, entity should present the contract in the balance sheet, contract asset, contractual liability, depending upon the relationship between. Okay, condition right, consideration separately as a receivable. Now disclosure. Simple disclosure is given. If there is a revenue from contract with the customers, contract with the customers, the significant judgment changes in the judgment made by applying standards is any assets recognized from the cost of to obtain or fulfill the contract with the customers. Okay, so friends, that's it for the today. Hope that you have understand the basic of Indian accounting standard. I know that it's very uh, slightly difficult to understand the Indian accounting standard, but you should understand the only basic part. If you want to read in detail, then Indian accounting standard available in MCA website. Okay, and you can study that. It will really help you to understand each and accounting standard, but I have explained only selected part which is the most important for the accountant point of view. Okay, it's most important from the accounting point of view. Okay, so in next lecture, part 3, I will cover the balance Indian accounting standard. My friends, if you like the video, please press the bell icon and subscribe my channel. Okay, bye.